So, grade threes, today we are continuing with the story as seen from Christoph's point of view. November 5, 1822. Dear Uncle, another week has passed, but life is no calmer here. Whoops, sorry about that. I've been thinking, if Mr. Beethoven were to leave, surely we could find someone nice to live upstairs. The rooms are large, and Father's patients always talked about the view of the river. Father used to carry me down to the river bank on his shoulders, even down the steep part right behind the house. I think that of all the places in the house, I like the outside best. I can be alone there and get away from all the noise inside. But on this day, even the stray dog outside was making his pitiful voice heard. Yours truly, Christoph. Dear Christoph, today I have returned home from a visit away to find 3 of your letters waiting. Christoph, I will admit that Mr. Beethoven does not seem to be an easy guest. Perhaps I can help, though, by saying that as strange as Mr. Beethoven seems, there are reasons for the way he acts. They say he is working on a symphony, and so all day long he is hearing his music in his head. He doesn't think, perhaps, how very strange he sometimes seems to us. Tomorrow I am leaving Salzburg again and traveling with friends to Bonn, the city where Mr. Beethoven was born. I know I will find something to tell you about, and I will be sure to write on my return. Uncle Carl. December 10th, 1822. Dear Uncle, it has now been a full 3 months since Mr. Beethoven moved in, but our household has not yet become like any sort of ordinary place. Mr. Beethoven has a friend named Mr. Schindler who visits almost every day. He always says, "Poor Mr. Beethoven, he is a lonely man." You know that Mr. Beethoven is deaf? When he has visitors, they write what they want to say in a book. He reads their message and answers them out loud. He has a low and fuzzy voice. Mr. Beethoven's eyes are weak as well. When he works too long by candlelight, his eyes begin to ache. He sometimes sits alone with a cloth wrapped around his head to keep out the light. He sits, not seeing and not hearing, in his chair. Uncle, there is no hour of the day when I forget that Mr. Beethoven is in the house. Your nephew, Christoph.